Okay, real talk, friends. I was on a discovery call last week with an incredibly talented OBM, like truly gifted at what she does. And she was telling me about her service packages. She had three tiers. Let's call them bronze, silver, and gold. Very official sounding. Bronze included email management and calendar coordination. Silver added project management. Gold threw in system audits and team training. And I asked her, okay, so which one is selling? And she paused. Well, none of them really. I mean, a few people have signed up for bronze, but then they ghost me after a month or two. So I asked the follow up question. What are people actually asking you for when they reach out? Another pause. Honestly, they usually say something like, I'm drowning and I don't know what to delegate first. And there it was, right there. Her ideal clients weren't looking for email management or calendar coordination. They needed someone to help them figure out what the heck to hand off before they completely burned out. But that wasn't anywhere in her service offerings. She was solving problem A, organizing their inbox. They needed help with problem Z, deciding what to let go of. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. Hi, friends. I'm Rachel Starr, former wedding planner, recovering people pleaser, and someone who once believed hustling harder was the answer. Spoiler, it wasn't. These days, I help creative entrepreneurs build businesses that don't depend on burning out. We're talking collaboration, smart systems, and communities that actually support your growth instead of draining your energy. On Your Community Strategist, we cover everything from launching offers and growing your visibility to finding the right partnerships and creating spaces where people want to show up. If you're done with the solo grind and ready to build smarter with people who actually have your back, stick around. So grab your coffee or sweet tea, settle in, and let's build something better together. Welcome back to Your Community Strategist. Here's how most of us build our service offerings, and I'm absolutely calling myself out here too. We sit down and we make a list of everything we're capable of. All of our skills, our experience, the things we've learned how to do over the years. Then we package those skills into a neat little service offering. If you're a brand strategist, maybe you offer brand audits, messaging frameworks, visual identity work. Community builders, you've got community strategy, platform setup, engagement plans. It sounds logical, right? Offering the things you're actually good at. But here's what I've learned the really hard way. Just because you're capable of doing something doesn't mean it's what your clients are struggling with right now. I figured this out back when I was still doing wedding planning. I had all these beautiful add on services, day of coordination, vendor management, timeline creation with color coded spreadsheet because, as we all know, I'm extra like that. But you know what people actually said in discovery calls over and over again? I just need someone to make sure my family doesn't kill each other before the ceremony. They didn't care about my gorgeous timelines. They needed emotional traffic control. So I stopped leading with coordination packages and started saying, I make sure your wedding day is drama free. And suddenly, way more people said yes. Because here's the thing nobody wakes up thinking, you know what I need today? A brand messaging framework. They wake up thinking, I have no idea how to explain what I do without completely confusing people. Nobody's searching for community engagement strategy. They're thinking, I built this community and now it's a ghost town and I'm low key panicking. See the difference? One is a service, the other is a problem. And people don't hire you to deliver services, they hire you to solve problems. So let's talk about how to know if you're actually solving the right problem. Because I'm going to guess some of you are sitting here going, wait, is this why my offers aren't landing? Here are the red flags. And if you're experiencing any of these, we need to realign. Red flag number one, people say, that sounds great, but never actually book. This is the worst, right? They're polite, they're interested, they might even ask a few follow up questions, but then nothing. If this is happening, it usually means your offer sounds nice in theory, but doesn't solve an urgent problem for them. It's a nice to have, not a I need this fixed yesterday. Red flag number two, you're spending half your discovery calls explaining what you do. If you're constantly answering questions like, so what exactly does that include, or how does that work? That's a sign your offer isn't immediately obvious in terms of how it helps them. When you're solving the right problem, people get it fast. They don't need the full breakdown because the value is crystal clear. Red flag number three, clients sign up but ghost after a month or two. Oh, this one really stings. When people pay you and then disappear, it usually means they didn't get the results they were hoping for. There was a mismatch between what they needed or what they thought they needed and what you delivered. Red flag number four, you're constantly defending your pricing. When you're solving the right problem, one that's painful, urgent, expensive if left unfixed, people don't haggle. But if you're getting a lot of, can we do a payment plan? Or what if I just did the basic package? That's often because the value isn't clear. The problem you're solving isn't urgent enough for them to invest fully. All right. So if you're nodding along to any of these red flags, let's talk about the fix. And the fix is actually simpler than you think. You probably don't need to throw everything out and start over. You just need to reposition what you're already doing around the right problem. Here's the question that changes everything. What problem is my ideal client actively struggling with that's making their life harder right now? Not 6 months from now, not the shiny advanced strategy they'll need eventually. What's the immediate roadblock that's keeping them stuck, stressed, or losing money? Because when you nail that, when you can articulate the exact problem they're dealing with in words that make them go, oh my God, yes, that's exactly it, everything shifts. Your marketing gets easier because you're speaking directly to what they're already feeling. Your sales calls get easier because they're already understanding why they need you. And your delivery gets better because you're focused on one clear transformation instead of trying to be everything to everyone. Let me give you an example of what that looks like in practice. I have a client who's a system strategist. When she came to me, her offer was business system setups and optimization. Sounds professional, right? Very official. But when I asked her what her ideal clients were actually saying in discovery calls, she said, they usually tell me they're spending hours, even weeks, doing the same repetitive tasks and they're exhausted. So we repositioned her offer from system setups to I help you get 10 plus hours back every week by automating the stuff that's draining you. Same work, different framing. And guess what happened? Her booking rate doubled because now people could immediately see the value. They weren't buying systems, they were buying their time back. Now, I know some of you are thinking, okay, Rachel, but I offer multiple services. I can't just focus on one problem. And I hear you. But here's what I've learned. You can absolutely offer multiple services. You just need each one to solve a specific problem for a specific person at a specific stage. The mistake is trying to make one offer solve every problem for every person. That's when you end up with those confusing tiered packages that include a little bit of everything, and people can't figure out which one they actually need. Instead, think about it like this. What's the first problem someone needs to solve before they can move forward? That's offer one. What's the next problem they run into after that's fixed? That's offer two. You're not building a buffet, you're building a pathway. Let me talk about pricing for a second, because this is where the solving the right problem thing really matters. Most people price based on how much time something takes them. This will take me about 10 hours, so I'll charge X. But your clients don't care how long it takes you. They care about the problem being solved. If someone is losing $5,000 a month because their systems are a mess and you can fix it in 10 hours, your time is worth way more than your hourly rate times 10. You're not charging for your time, you're charging for the value of the problem being solved. This is why generic service packages struggle. Email management doesn't have an obvious value. But I'll take email off your plate so you can focus on your client work that actually makes you money. Now we can talk about return on investment. See how that shifts? Okay, let's get really practical for a minute. If you're sitting here thinking, I'm not sure if my offer is solving the right problem, here's what you do this week. Step one, talk to 3 real humans who fit your ideal client profile. Not Instagram polls, not comment below if you'd be interested. Actual conversations, Zoom calls, coffee chats, voice notes if that's easier. Ask them, what's the biggest challenge you're dealing with in your business right now? What's something you've been trying to figure out that feels really frustrating? If you could fix one thing tomorrow, what would it be? And here's the key. Listen to the exact words they use. Don't translate or interpret. Write down their actual language. Step two, look at your past clients. Who got the best results? What problem were they trying to solve when they hired you? What did they say in their testimonials? That's your roadmap. Step three, compare what you learned to your current offer. Does your offer solve the problems people are actually talking about? Or are you solving problems you think they should have? If there's a mismatch, it's time to realign. And here's the good news. You probably don't need to change what you're doing. You just need to change how you're talking about it and what problem you're positioning it around. All right, friends, here's what I want you to take away from today. Your offer isn't bad. You're not charging too much. You don't need to add more services or create fancier packages. You just need to make sure you're solving the problem your people are actually dealing with right now. Not the problem you think they should have, not the problem you would have had at their stage, the problem they're actively losing sleep over. When you get that right, everything clicks into place. Your marketing feels easier, your sales feel natural, your clients get results. And you finally feel like your business is working with you instead of against you. So go have those 3 conversations this week. Ask better questions. Listen to what people actually say. And if you want to work through this with other people who are figuring it out too, not alone at your desk Googling how to price my services at midnight, come join us inside the Co-Creator Society. We're kicking off a sprint in November where we'll be doing exactly this work together, identifying the real problems your clients are facing, repositioning your offers, and making sure your messaging actually lands. Head over to co-creatorsociety.com to learn more and join us. Links are in the show notes. And remember, your offer isn't broken, friends. It's just waiting to solve the right problem. Talk soon. Bye, friends.